Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Welcome one and all. I am super excited that you've joined me today on what is always another magical today. I love that saying, a magical today. How many of you are reminding yourself of this every day? It is a magical today. Today, I'm making my today extra magical. Actually, I am taking off and I'm going to the woods. I can't tell you how excited I am to go and just be in the woods, in the quiet and in the serene for just a few days. I'm really looking forward to this disconnect and reconnect, actually. A disconnect from the external world and a reconnect with nature. A reconnect and a remembrance of who I am. I always need to get back to nature to really remember what I am, what I'm here for, what I'm doing. It's always such a perfect reminder. Because, so much is just in the air all around us. And if we can get quiet enough and just listen, we have the answers to everything we possibly need. So I recently watched the Doctor Strange movie, the new one that just came out. It's somehow on one of my apps, and so I got to watch it. And what is so fun about the Doctor Strange movies is it's showing us the magic that we actually are, our potentials, what we can actually tap into. Now, of course, Doctor Strange is, this being that has these special powers, but he doesn't really. We have these powers. We all have these powers. He just learned how to tap into them. That's it. What's also cool about Doctor Strange is that has the ability to see through different dimensional realities. He can see all the different possibilities and probabilities for things that are going to occur. The thing that Doctor Strange can't do is travel through dimensions. And that's what's neat about this new movie, is it's a lot about that. A lot about even being able to go into other people's dreams in different realities. And that's kind of a trippy thought. And of course, there have been other movies about this, but this one was just a little different and very fascinating. And so it prompted me today to talk about our multidimensional realities and also our dream states. Because one of the concepts in the movies that came up is that oftentimes in our dreams, we are visiting ourselves in other realities. Have you ever had dreams where you go to the same place and it's very familiar? I have these kind of dreams all the time. And I wake up thinking, I know I was visiting in a different parallel reality or another multidimensional reality that I'm living in, because it's not the same, this reality, but it's also very familiar, and I do go there often. Dreams can be a variety of different things. Oftentimes, most likely, our dreams are giving us messages from our higher self, from our subconscious. In our dream state, we have this bridge between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, and we are able to have access to all of these different multidimensional aspects of ourself. The thing is, we wake up and we're veiled again, and so we don't often remember. Dreams are such a beautiful tool for us in this reality because we do get to bring back a lot of the pictures. And of course, they're symbolic, so we have to figure them out. And that's part of the fun. It's part of the journey. But dreams are trying to give us a message, trying to help us understand all of our questions, what it is that we're doing here. We can also have visitation dreams or prophetic dreams. There's so many different kind of dreams, and they all feel a little different. And so as you start paying attention or even dream journaling, you might be able to start recognizing how each different one may feel. And not everybody is going to have a prophetic dream, of course, but if you do, you will start to learn the difference between what that one feels like and what, say, a visitation dream or just a symbolic dream from your higher self, because those are the ones that are going to be more common. Also, if you have nightmares or recurrent dreams, those are the ones to really pay attention to. The recurrent dreams are the ones that are just trying to nudge you over and over and over again to really get that message. And so you're having that dream over and over again. The nightmares are a step above. The nightmare is that recurrent dream, yet it is even more powerful, even just more screaming at you so you can get the message. There is something very valuable in recurrent dreams and in nightmares. They're not so fun, of course, the nightmares, but there's a lot of value in them. And so being able to just take a moment and look at it and really think about, what does this mean? And when you do that, get in a quiet place, ask the question, and trust the very first thing that comes down. Just write it down. Write it down. Don't think about it. Write it down. Go back and look at it later, and you will start to see a pattern developing. Your higher self is never lying to you, I promise. One of the cool things, actually, about your higher self is it is existing right now, another version of you on a multi-dimensional level that is different from this one, on a much higher dimensional level, all existing right now. Just a different aspect of you, but on a different higher dimensional level. So you have not only this higher self, but you have everything in between and everything that came before. And also, just to make things more complicated and to go down the rabbit hole a little bit more, but each and every choice that we make in this life, in other lives, turns down a different path. So each choice then goes off on its own trajectory, has its own reality, its own path. How cool is that? So even if you had this big choice in your life and it was really hard to make, what if I do this one and what if I do that one? Just know that both of those realities are playing out. The one that you focus on is the one that you're experiencing. How cool. The one that we're focusing on is the one that we're experiencing. That's a really important concept. Whatever we are focusing on is what we are going to experience. If we want to experience another dimensional reality of ourselves, then we can focus on it if we learn how. And that's also not that hard to do. I actually do this in my work all the time. This is what I'm doing when I'm leading clients through this deep state of relaxation where they're having this visualization of another aspect of themselves. We are virtually traveling through time, visiting another multidimensional reality. All happening right now, which is why it is so easy to access. This access is right in your mind. It doesn't come from outside of you. It doesn't come from a book, although lots of it is in books. But in books is not really where you're going to find your deepest answers. We all first start looking outside, looking in the books, looking for the answers out there. But ultimately, we have to come to the realization is all of that is great, all that information is great, but none of that will give you the wisdom that you get from experiencing and from learning on your own. That wisdom that is inside of you that you tap into. You have this access. It is very easy to tap into. We can travel multidimensionally, and it is not a magic trick. I wind up telling my clients this all the time. What we're going to do today is not a magic trick. This is very easy. You do this every day. You dream. You go into these states, into these multidimensional realities every single day. We are in this state of the in-between twice a day, right before we fall asleep and right as we're waking up in the morning. Right there, we have the access to everything. It's that quiet in-between where the bridge is still there and we have access. Super simple. So I think maybe Dr. Strange just figured out how to keep that bridge active in a conscious state. And really, that's all you have to do, is trust yourself enough to understand that you do have this access consciously. You don't need to be in a super deep state of relaxation or half asleep. You can have this access consciously. These multi-dimensional realities can get a little confusing because we can't understand sometimes how one soul can be in one place and also in this one at the same time. Oftentimes we think about this when our loved ones have passed. And how are they up there and reincarnating down here at the same time? Well, there's always an aspect of our soul that is up there. Right now, you and I are walking around living here on the planet Earth. Yet we have our spirit side that is always up there. Always up there. So existing in that reality. And I say up there, it's not actually up there, but that's the way our human mind gets to view it, and so we can understand it. There are also these aspects of ourselves that are the wind and the tree and the plants and all the ground and the crystals and everything that you can think of. You are all of that. Every single one of us is existing here in this unison of the energetic connection of what we are. That exists here and that exists in the grand continuum of what we are as a creation. The entire creation is this beautiful holographic picture that we have designed for ourselves to be able to ultimately go back to the one.
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a quick moment to tell you about our sponsor, Athletic Greens. I recently went to a naturopathic doctor who did some testing and determined I was having issues with gut health. So when I had the opportunity to start taking Athletic Greens, I jumped at the chance. With one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins and minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. It not only helps with your gut health, it helps your nervous and immune systems, energy levels, and more. And since it contains super high-quality ingredients in powder form, it has a very high absorption rate, whereas many pills don't. With just one scoop in a cup of water, you can arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition for less than $3 a day. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give Positive Head listeners a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, which many people are quite low in, as well as 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/positivehead. Again, head over to athleticgreens.com/positivehead to take ownership over your health today.
When we can understand that we are part of this beautiful, beautiful layered continuum, it really makes things more magical. In my mind, it does, knowing that I have access to all these other parts, all of this information when I need it to help me on my journey. And all I need to do is get quiet and listen to it. Trusting yourself really has been the number one lesson that has been coming through every single client I've had lately. Trust yourself. We are at a time in our evolutionary space where we don't have time to not trust ourselves anymore. We have all of this access within us, and it is time to start trusting that. If we want to travel through other dimensions and go visit other realities and explore our parallel selves, we can. I have people that go see their parallel selves in sessions all the time. It's actually really cool. I had like a 60-year-old lady the other day who went through a life that was in like the 40s or the 50s, and she lived through and was old in that life. And so that timeline doesn't quite match up. Well, it's a different, somewhat parallel reality that she was living, and very important to her life now. Now, if you can also imagine these ones that are closer in the layers to us, how they may be affecting us, how sometimes maybe we wake up and we just feel crappy and we don't know why, and it's just wah today. Well, maybe there's another version of you that's having a really crappy day. Maybe it's a traumatic day, and you're feeling that overflow. It's possible. We are energy beings, and we don't even realize how much we pick up from one another. If you're an empath, you do, and maybe you're an empath that doesn't understand you're an empath and is picking up things and doesn't even know that it's not yours. So much to think about here. When something comes over you that you can't explain, an emotion like that, oftentimes it's not yours, or maybe it's not yours in this reality. So many times, too, if something happened to us, say, at 30 years old in a past life, then in this life at 30 years old, we might experience that very same thing, or that same concept, or have that same physical thing even come up. We are so incredibly complex, and all of these layers are so fun to think about. And at the same time, the only reason why they are worth looking into is if it has any relevance to this life that we are living right now. The life that we are living right now is the most important life because it is the one that we are focused on. Because we chose to focus on this one in this reality at this time. And so if there is relevance in information elsewhere for us, then it's easy to access. But if it's not relevant, then we might find ourselves having a harder time. It's not relevant to know all of our other million different lifetimes. Yes, we've had experiences as all of it. What is relevant is right now. right now is the most important, this present moment, being here right now. It is pretty fascinating to think in the now that there are all of these other dimensions existing around us that we cannot see. They are just spinning faster, and so we cannot see them. It's invisible to us. Doesn't mean it's not there. I'm thinking also about ghosts when people die and decide to stick around for a little bit and remain as a ghost. This happens, and I've seen it come up in my sessions here and there, where a person will die and they die too early, or they didn't mean to go, it was an accident, something happened, and the person that they left or the people that they left are distraught because of it. And so they feel so bad that they want to stick around and they want to help and they want to let them know, I'm still here, I'm okay, everything's okay. And then they realize that they can't, that the people can't see them and they can't hear them, and it would be better if they just go. Because the things that they're trying to do are just upsetting the people because the people don't understand it. It's so interesting to hear from a ghost perspective why they stick around. They're never stuck. They're never stuck. They stay because they want to and because they feel that they're doing a service. They ultimately will go on off to the spirit side, to the healing place, to the library, to meet with their guides, to learn about the life, their lessons, and then to do their future planning. The future planning to then choose the life where they're going to learn another set of lessons. To choose the life where they're going to then focus their attention on that life in that present moment. Like I said before, it is so fun to examine and to explore all of these different dimensional realities. But the most important thing of all is that we are focused on our present moment. We came here to be on Earth, to experience the emotions, the limitations, all of this fun game that we came here to learn from. We came here on purpose, and we are meant to be here. Every single one of us, so many of us want to leave, but we came on purpose to learn and to experience and to be in this present moment to do just that. I love you all so, so much. Have a beautifully magical today. And I'm going to leave you with a song. This is Volo, Dream State. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.